Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. So, elephant in the room, this is NBA 2K19. Historical rebuilds do not work in NBA 2K20. Kept on crashing me, okay, man? So, the other day, Carmelo Anthony, a man that could have been a Piston, was talking to Dwayne Wade, another guy that could have been a Piston. You know, they're having, like, discussions about all sorts of different topics in their lives and stuff. And Carmelo Anthony actually brought up the fact that if he was drafted by the Detroit Pistons in the 2003 NBA offseason, that he thinks him and the Pistons could have won 2 to 3 championships. Now, I don't know how quickly that would have been. I mean, who knows? Eventually, he might have ended up leaving the team to go to, like, the New York Knicks or something like that anyway. But he does think with him, you know, with Chauncey, Ben Wallace, Tayshaun Prince, Rip Hamilton, Rasheed Wallace, that they could have got it done, man. So for today's video, we are going to be doing kind of like, it's a bit of a career sim and also kind of like a rebuild because, you know, we do have the 2003-2004 Detroit Pistons with Carmelo Anthony drafted by the team. Obviously, though, I don't want to make like too many changes because I want to see how Melo would do with this team over time, right, man? So, yes, as you guys can see, this is the roster. Carmelo Anthony is going to start. Tayshaun Prince, of course, be part of the team. Corliss Williamson, Lindsey Hunter. Now, one thing you do see, though, is that Rasheed Wallace is on this team. What I did is I gave him a 4 to 6 month suspension, which is going to bring him, it should bring him back in February. That's where I put it at, because that is when the Pistons actually did trade for him. So I didn't want him to be part of the simulation in the beginning of the regular season because he was not part of the team at that time, man. So yeah, before we get going on the simulation, guys, I do need you to drop a like on this video, show that big time support. If you guys do want some more historical stuff like this, definitely let me know in the comment section below. And if you are, you know, watching this video, you're not subscribed to my channel, man, there's a good chunk of people that watch my stuff and is not subscribed. You guys help the channel so much by hitting that subscribe button, trying to grow the channel even more. Thank you guys so much for that if you don't mind subscribing. So yeah, let's go ahead and get going on this. So to start the season off right here, the lineup is going to be looking like this. You know, we got Chauncey at point guard, Rip at the 2, Tayshaun at the 3, Carmelo at the 4, and Ben Wallace at the 5. And then eventually Rasheed Wallace will come back. And then you're probably looking at Tayshaun Prince going to the bench. And I guess just to give you guys my initial thoughts about this whole circumstance, do I think the Pistons would have won more championships with Carmelo Anthony? I think they definitely could have. I don't know if it's guaranteed they would have won it in 2004. A big part of that 2004 Pistons team is how much of an underdog they really were, but just how everybody really worked together, like chemistry-wise. Everybody knew their role on that team, and all of a sudden, you know, you put Carmelo into the starting spot over Tayshaun Prince. You have no idea how that's going to affect things offensively and defensively. I mean, Tayshaun Prince was like the best perimeter defender on the team. Of course, he had that big time block on Reggie Miller, but you just never really know because it could have been a circumstance where maybe they were never even in the circumstance that he needed to have a miraculous block on Reggie Miller. So you just don't really know, man. But yeah, this is the lineup we are going to be running. You know, start things off there for the benching. We do got Corliss, Lindsey, Mike, James, Eldon Campbell, then my guy, Mehmet Okur, who I do want to give some minutes to. Okur was like a stretch big before it was a thing. Like, he would have been perfect for this era of basketball. Ended up going with the Utah Jazz and playing great over there. But yeah, I guess we'll get a few more minutes here to, let's get Melo at like 32 a game. I'm good with that. As far as our system fits, we do have a balanced system, which kind of was what the Pistons were all about. Or maybe you probably say defense too. I mean, the team was obviously crazy on defense. But we are going to go with a balanced system because, you know, that's, I mean, Melo, the defensive-wise, yeah, not the greatest one out there of all time, right? That's for damn sure. But, guys, we are going to go ahead and simulate this NBA season. I will insert Rasheed Wallace into the lineup. Give me your guys' predictions in the comment section below. Do you think they're going to be a first seed? What seed do you think they're going to end up getting? I mean, come on, man. One of my favorite, well, definitely my favorite sports team of all time. I'm going to say the number 1 seed, 62 wins. Okay, guys, we are now at the trade deadline, which in this case is February 7th. I think back in this time it was like February 18th or something like that, but not that big a deal, guys. Currently, the record at 39-14, that is without Rasheed Wallace. So, you know, the Pistons were dominating this much. There is no guarantee Rasheed Wallace, they would have even traded for him, right, man? Just because it's like they would have already had their rotation out there. I mean, Rasheed Wallace was like so much heart and soul of that Detroit Pistons team, right? So looking at the lineup now, we got Chauncey, Rip, Carmelo, Rasheed, and Ben Wallace out there. Benching, you got Tayshaun Prince, now a 6-man, about 21 minutes per game. And I don't know, I see so many cases where there would be horrible chemistry issues because it's like, you know, you want Tayshaun out there for defense to close out games, but then it's like, okay, are you putting like Rasheed Wallace on the bench? Definitely not. You're not moving Ben Wallace to the bench. So, you know, I think Tayshaun Prince would probably sit out like the closing minutes of games, and that's not great. It's absolutely not great for him, right? So, might have really actually hurt his development as a player. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and simulate the rest of the season. Currently 39-14, absolutely dominating. I said like 60 wins. I think this season in real life they had like 54 wins. So yeah, we'll see if they keep that going. So we are at the end of the regular season, 55-26. So I mean, if we beat the Knicks or lose to the Knicks, you know, plus 1 or 2 games from the real life, you know, circumstances. So I know Carmelo Anthony was obviously good his rookie season, and he would have been like a superstar later on in his career. But you know, 56-26. I mean, 54 wins was still really good itself anyway. But we got Shaq as MVP, Chris Bosh Rookie of the Year. A lot of people say that's who the Pistons should have taken just based off of like team need and stuff, because he would have essentially been like the new Rasheed Wallace, which I love Chris Bosh, but just he's got that heart and soul, man. Tony Kukoc as 6th Man of the Year. Kevin Garnett, Defensive Player on the T-Wolves, who I think were the #1 seed in the Western Conference that season. Doug Collins, Coach of the Year. So All-NBA first, we got J. Rich, KG, Timmy Duncan, and Shaquille O'Neal. All-NBA second, Stevie Franchise. Kobe Bryant, Sharif Abdul-Rahim, Jermaine O'Neal, and Zydrunas Ilgauskas. You guys realize how I'm pronouncing these names, man? This was like my era of basketball, guys. Oh my, I loved it so much. I loved it so much. And then we got Ben Wallace making the All-NBA third team, LeBron making it as a rookie. Some other really good players. Ray Allen of the Seattle Supersonics, apparently. Yeah, so here's the rest of the team. All defensive for Dwayne Wade his rookie season. That's very impressive. So, no Carmelo anywhere. It's all good. It's all good. We are the second seed. Hopefully you guys can see this. I'm not in the way too much. Yeah, we are the wrong way. Second seed to the Orlando Magic in the Eastern Conference. So yeah, let's go to the player stats on the season. I think that was like Grant Hill, Tracy McGrady time, I believe. So we got Melo leading the team in scoring, which definitely does not surprise me at 25 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists per game. He actually really fit in nice defensively, man. Like 1 steal, 1 block per game. That's actually really, really good. And you never know, like playing with these other guys out there like this, it might have really rubbed off on him the right way. And he could have been a lot better at defense. I think defense is so much effort. Yeah, he shot 39% from 3, about 40%. Rip Hamilton had 19.6 assists. Chauncey, looks like his numbers are definitely down. So let's see how that actually compares to the 03-04 season. So scoring down a little bit. It looks like the playmaking went up. So he definitely, you know, allowed Melo to be Melo out there, which is cool. Rasheed Wallace had 15 points, 7 rebounds per game. He's a creative player, so it's not going to show his actual stats. Only shot 26% from 3. That's definitely not Rasheed Wallace-esque. I mean, not like the most greatest three-point shooter of all time, but definitely respectable. And then Ben Wallace, 11 points, 14 rebounds per game. Tayshaun Prince at 9 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal off the bench, so not bad there. Let's get to these playoffs, see how we actually do, though. Simulate current round here, see how this goes, and see if we can win the championship. That's what it's all about. Melo said 2 to 3 rings, so we got to go out there. We got to at least win it the season that, you know, they won it in real life. So Melo, 27 points. We got 24-9 for Rasheed, 23-9 assists for Rip Hamilton. And then T-Mac dropping 29-9-7. The year before, I think, is when they came back from a 3-1 and beat the Pistons. So, yeah, definitely trying for that not to happen this time around. Then Grant Hill at 20, former Detroit Piston great. All right, next up, we got Reggie Miller, Jermaine O'Neal, and the Indiana Pacers. Simulate round here, see how this one goes. See if Tayshaun still blocks Miller. We got a tied series, 3-2. And 4 games to 2, we end up beating them. So we still go out there and get the big-time dub behind 30 from Rip Hamilton, 23 from Carmelo Anthony, double-double for Chauncey Billups. And then next up, we do have the Washington Wizards. I'm trying to think. This wasn't like Gilbert Arenas yet, was it? Okay, it was. Gilbert Arenas, Larry Hughes. He ends up going to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Jerry Stackhouse, Kwame Brown, Juwan Dixon. All right, the #1 seed. That's kind of surprising with that. But simulate current round here, see how this goes. And come on, guys. Come on, Detroit. You got to get it, man. You got to get it, man. 3-1, 3-2, and 4 games to 2. And we are going against, you guessed it, man, the Los Angeles Lakers. So we actually get to see the full effect here, having both of these teams go, man. And what beat that Lakers team was the Pistons defense. I mean, offensively, the Lakers were more superior, like from a talent standpoint. So, I mean, we got Melo with his scoring, so that's going to help a little bit there. But the defense, man, we still got to have that. So let's go ahead and simulate with Simcast Game 1. 2K19 is so much better for my league. Like, I wish I could just, like, export the rosters from 2K20 over here. I would use it all the time, man. It's so much better. And see if we can get that Game 1 against them. Set things off in the right track, and we do not. We lose 92-91. 27 for Carmelo Anthony. And then we got, yeah, Kobe dropping 36. I mean, Kobe did struggle this series against Detroit. I think he had like one really good game. 22 and 15 for Shaquille O'Neal. So, you know, not great. Not a great start for us whatsoever. Simulate with Simcast. Game 2. See how this one goes. Come on, Pistons, you guys. Yeah, it's not looking great, guys. It is not looking good for the Detroit Pistons. 101 to 95. I mean, Melo got his numbers. I mean, 6-15 is not great, but Shaq 37 and 12. 28, 5 and 8 for Kobe Bryant. All right, so we've lost both games at home so far. We go into the Staples Center. Simulate with Simcast. Game 3. You guys can't get swept, man. You guys can't get swept with Carmelo. Yeah, we might get swept. Nope, we get the game 106-105. Extremely close game. 23, 5 and 3 for Carmelo. 7 for 11 shooting from 3. Now, keep in mind, the 3-point numbers are a little inflated just because, like, teams weren't really shooting threes that much back then, but still. All right, you guys got to tie it up, man. You guys got to tie it up. You've already given away 2 W's, man. Cannot go down 3-1. Very close game. And the Pistons get a 102 to 98. 33, 6 and 7 for Carmelo. Playing like a superstar. Like, you know, I thought it was going to take a few seasons, but right away he's like, no, I'm good to go. But yeah, as you can see, though, the whole, you know, really the Pistons strategy at that time was let Shaq do his thing. Ben Wallace is going to play him one-on-one. We're going to try to clamp everybody else up. It's not working with Kobe. 42, 7 and 6. Simulate. Simcast. Game 5, man. Game 5. I think whoever wins this probably is going to win the series, and the Pistons looking pretty damn good out there, guys. Yes. 138 to 109. That is a ridiculous scoring game, you know, for the 2003-2004 standards. We got Kobe dropping 34, 31 for Shaquille O'Neal. Here we go. Game 6. Simulate with Simcast. Let's get it, Detroit. Do it in Staples Center. And it looks like they are probably going to do it, man, unless Kobe has a crazy fourth. And the Detroit Pistons just destined to win it that season. 25 points for Carmelo Anthony. 24 and 14 for Chauncey Billups. It's looking good out there, man. It's looking like, you know, they might have still had that great success. So Carmelo does have his first ring as a rookie. As Darko did, man. As Darko did. It's just, you know, Carmelo winning Finals MVP. It was Chauncey Billups in real life. Melo win that Finals MVP. That's definitely something Darko did not do. But, yeah, very interesting. 51% from 3. Absolutely crazy. Okay. What I'm going to do now, guys, because I want to do this for a few seasons. I'm not going to make a lot of changes. I'm actually going to simulate to the end of next season, because I want to see if we can go back to back. Okay, guys, we now have the 2004-2005 NBA season. This year, the Pistons also went 54 and 28. It's just that, you know, in this case, it's like no team was really sleeping on them or calling them an underdog come playoff time. Now, in this case, with Carmelo Anthony, according to 2K19, 69-12. I don't think they would have been one of the greatest teams in NBA history, but I could definitely see, you know, Melo having a year under his belt, championship experience, Finals MVP, having that confidence going. I could see the team definitely being more dangerous. So, looking at the roster, we got Carmelo, now a 90 overall player at the age of 20, Ben Wallace, Rasheed, Tayshaun. It's just, you know, Tayshaun was never, like, the greatest scorer. So 7-9 overall for him at this point. I'm completely fine with that. We still got Okur on the team. I think at this point he actually ended up leaving, but I wanted him back. I mean, roster's pretty much exactly intact. I didn't make any big-time changes. The only really big-time change was I got Chris Humphries in the draft. So, yeah, he's on the team now. I mean, he's not going to play or anything like that. But, yeah, so we got one more game here against Minnesota Timberwolves. I do hope we end up getting the San Antonio Spurs here in the NBA Finals. It will probably be the Lakers again, just because, like, when you have a team that's so dominant like that, I mean, yeah, that's just, like, how it goes. So we do got Carmelo getting the All-NBA third team this time around. So having a big, huge season for him, probably scoring-wise. We got Ben Wallace, all-defensive first team. No surprises with that. And, yeah, we are the first seed. So San Antonio Spurs, the fourth seed. I think, let me check out the records right here. They were the second seed in real life. And actually, this season... Oh, yeah, because Shaq ended up going to the Miami Heat, right? So that's some cheese that he's still on the team in this case. But just... you know, the course of the future, butterfly effect, it changes things, because, yeah, the Lakers were 34 and 48 this season, did not make the playoffs. It was actually a beginning of a bit of a downfall for them until they got Pau Gasol. So, yeah, which is good for the Pistons in the Eastern Conference. Let's go with the player stats on the season. We got Melo at 27.6 rebounds, 4 assists, Rip Hamilton at 19 and 6. Yeah, I mean, the guys, you know, we know what to expect at this point. Chauncey's assists are up. Carmelo, of course, bringing the scoring. Rip Hamilton, great second option scoring-wise. Bench unit, very serviceable. So first round, we do have the Miami Heat now going 70 and 12. You got to imagine the Pistons are going to win it all again. But we'll see if anybody's able to stop us. So I really want to see the Spurs in the final, but I just think the Lakers are going to end up getting there. We do sweep the Heat 4-0. D Wade 20 points. Steve Francis, they had 13. Rafer Alston, remember that name? I just had to say his name. I just remembered it. Just remembered his name, man. Just one of those memories that pop up. Okay, next we do have the New Jersey Nets, not the Brooklyn Nets. Actually, should have changed that. My apologies. But hey, you know, we all make mistakes, right, man? We all make mistakes. And yeah, looks like we have no problem with the Brooklyn Nets. And yes, the Lakers are in the finals. They got past the San Antonio Spurs. Let's just say, okay, because, you know, in this series that we just had last season, I mean, Kobe was playing great. Shaq was playing great. So maybe in their minds, you know, Shaq would have a change heart, be like, man, we were so dominant last year in the finals. We just ended up losing. Like, that's all that happened. And maybe he would have stayed around. Probably not. But that's what we're going to go on. So Seattle Supersonics, shout out to them for getting to the NBA Western Conference Finals. Simulate current round against the Indiana Pacers, 7th seed. It's a pretty close damn series. 3-2 and 4 games to 2. And yet again, we have back-to-back Lakers finals. Lakers Pistons finals. Should be a good one. This we got Kobe, Shaq, PJ Brown, Devin George, Karl Malone. He got to be freaking 50 at this point, man. 43 still going strong out there. All right. Simulate current rounds. See if we get ourselves another ring. And there we go, man. Literally in 2 seasons, Carmelo Anthony was right. He said 2 to 3 rings he thinks this team could have gotten. We did it literally in his first 2 years here, man. Now, keep in mind, it is a video game. But we all know how dominant Carmelo was. The issue with Carmelo is just that they never really always had the structure around him for success. You know, never really, the structure was not always there. So who knows what he could have done out there, bro. I mean, am I disappointed? I mean, you know, Darko sucks. You know, Darko really sucks. It's no fun having him on, like, the resume of me being a fan. But at the same time, I totally understand that how special that 2004 Pistons team was to me and what it took to win that championship. And with Carmelo Anthony, sure, we could have won 2 or 3 rings. Or we could have won 0. You just never really know. I'm grateful that I got to witness that period of time. So I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Be sure to drop that like, subscribe if you're new to my channel, and peace out, my friends.